here. Okay, welcome tonight here. We're right in the midst of it looks like an extended period with the coronavirus. And I bring up the extended period, meaning that it looks like we're going to kind of be portions of America continue to be shut down for even longer periods than we anticipated. And maybe some portions opening up a little bit on the restricted rules, but it appears that that may be the case. And with that, I want to encourage every person that's in 7K, if you just joined us, have been with us for a while, to take advantage of this opportunity, because here's some later news and plug into the corporate ID, but 7K is growing at double digits right now. And so we have a business that's growing while everybody else's business is shrinking. And there's some real reasons for this. Some of it I put out in the last 2 weeks in some of my little short training sessions like this one, and some of the scripts and things that I put out to everyone. But I want to encourage everyone. And on March 31st, I put out an urgent. In one email, I adapted our peak interest, our conversation of how to introduce 7K to different people taking advantage of the times and the market and the situation. And if you haven't been using that, then use it. It's working. I give you a text message script in that. So because millennials like to text, and a lot of people like to have just text messaging conversations. And so I gave you a basic set of texts that you could text, check on people, see what they're doing, how they're doing, where they're at. You can even go back to people that you knew 10, 15 years ago. As long as you can pick out a place, a spot, or a moment that you can hook yourself with them, then you have a connection. And all you do is, once you have a name and you can find a number for them, and you can text them and say, "Hey, Anthony, do you still live in Waco, Texas, man?" And he'll text back, "No, I moved to Jawbone, Nebraska, man. I've been here for 10 years or whatever." And then you text them back and say, "Hey, what do you think about all this coronavirus stuff? Oh, and by the way, are you and your family all well and everything? That's the most important thing." And he'll text you back and he say, "Man, yeah, we were fine." Or maybe he hasn't, but most people are going to say, text back, "That's fine." And then you just text back, "Hey, what do you think about all this money they're just creating out of thin air, this $6 trillion, all these people without debt? Hey, what's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on gold and silver?" And they're going to come back and say, "Yeah, I don't know." They'll say something. And now you've got the perfect introduction to giving them a little bit of information about debt, the global banking debt situation, global banking business situation. And I gave you that little video. I condensed it, and then I attached Y7K on the back of it. And it's a backdoor introduction for those of you that are afraid to lead with the opportunity. And this is working big time. And so you have a backdoor way for those of you that haven't built up the skills, attitudes, and techniques just to go straight for the business and have that kind of confidence in doing. I gave you that way of doing it. And then I gave you how to follow up, what to do. And then you can use this as text messages. You can use this as emails. You can actually use it as scripts for your conversation, for those of you that want to have conversation. And then I gave you also the other tools, kind of like a step 1, 2, 3 punch, sign them up. Okay. And the people who are employing this are growing their business very rapidly and growing their checks and making money each and every week. And my New Mexico group over there are signing up 10 to 15 people every week, new. And so they put a team effort together at it. And they got 5 little leaders that's kind of grouped together. And they have a Zoom meeting every day now. And one of the things I'm doing is I'm using this my Thursday night, my Tuesday night, and my Saturday, and telling you that if you've done any of these things, and if you've gotten somebody on the video or anything, of course you can follow back up with me in a three-way anytime. But if they haven't seen something on 7K, you've really wasted a good three-way opportunity. Okay, because you should go someone else besides me for that first three-way if they haven't seen anything, and you're just trying to get me to do your prospecting for you. Okay, because you wasted your $1,000 bill. Okay, and in time you will develop the skills and attitudes to understand and techniques to understand what I just told you. But so I need to accelerate things because, you know, I've been about as busy as I can be, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. I am not complaining a bit, but I have been on three-way Zoom meetings and telephone calls, and I just got off the phone call with Jason Arkman, our CEO, trying to get some more things to help expedite, speed things up for us, because we're growing kind of rapidly right now, and kind of coordinating with what the corporation is going to be doing, because they're about, you know, that's what we were doing in Salt Lake. You were about to see some big, huge additions and expansions and what's going to happen. And they're still working full steam on that. So we're not backing off on the pedal from the corporation, and we're not backing off on the pedal out here. So I just encourage you to stay building the business. I put out a story. It's kind of our 3.5-year-old story. And this is really the crux of the business here. And it doesn't matter, you know, how long you've been in or how short you've been in, but it's the same thing's going to occur to everybody. Now, we started 3.5 years ago. I had some people on my left, people on my right. I made a check the very first week, as everybody knows. And I could not do the business full time. I've been doing it part time, just like my job description, ever since I've been in this business. And even when I got and pushed my foot down on that accelerator, to me, working 20, 25 hours a week in a business, that's working full time at my age. Okay. Now, those 20, 25 hours are very effective and efficient. Okay. So I don't lollygag, and I don't kind of think a lot. When I work, I work. And my work is mostly on the phone and helping you guys right now. Y'all keep me. In fact, I was kind of complaining a little bit, not complaining, but you know, I can't even get people I've gotten in the pipeline. I can't pull them out because my people are keeping me so busy helping them close and sign up people and getting them started and welcoming them to the team. And that's the kind of situation I really love, because I'm helping other people make money. And that's the real purpose of me being in this business, helping other people do what I did in the 90s and enjoy the lifestyle I've been able to enjoy with my children, with my family, no boss, no employees, ever since 1996. And I wasn't 73 back then, y'all. You can do the math. But I didn't have any more stress in my life. And that's a beautiful thing. And I was with my children during their formative years. Dad was always home, or they went with us in our business all over the country, all over the world. And so I have children that before they were teenagers were flying first class with me across the country. Now that's pretty cool. And my children thought it was pretty cool too. I had my children taking their friends to our condos up in Breckenridge skiing every year. And their dad was paying for their friends because their friends' parents couldn't afford it. That was pretty cool too, they thought. So we were able to live that kind of lifestyle because of a gold and silver company back in the 90s that we're recreating today, that's 15 times better and 15 times easier. So what's that 3.5-year-old story that I told you about and put on in about 18 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that, I put out, and it's on a YouTube video for you to use. That's a tool, because I'm your partner. And it goes like this. We started making a pretty regular $500 check. Sometimes it was 1,000 over that first year. We didn't make it every week, but toward the end of that first year, it was coming every week, just like a regular paycheck, like the Social Security check comes in every month. Okay, like my pension check comes in every month, but here comes that $7K every week. Now that's pretty good augmented income, okay, for just having a team on the left, team on the right. But that team kept growing. I kept sponsoring people, driving left, driving right. Actually, I only drove right, okay, because my left team started taking care of itself after it got started, okay? I'm still trying to catch up with my left team. I still have over 60,000 in volume on my left team, okay? Now, I'm working right, and my wife's company is on my right side. And so I started teaming up with my wife, and we worked left and right of her business. And so I bought a coin every single solitary week on her business. So all that volume we drove down on my right side as I was building my right side accumulated in volume in her account. And so I started off, when we started on the inside leg of Pamela's, building there. Well, we had tens of thousands of dollars in her bank account. So whatever work we were doing, we got paid twice. That's leverage, y'all. That's a really good thing. So our checks started increasing in that second year, that they averaged about $1,000 a week, and then they started going up a little, $1,500 every once in a while, $2,000 every once in a while. And toward the end of that second year, we were pretty close to, really making about $8,000 extra a month. Pretty close to it, average. Now that third year started, and that's where we started, and we brought a couple more people in here and there. But as that year progressed, y'all, we finished up that third year, and we were at 100 grand a year plus. And now here we are in 2020. From January to right now, we're averaging almost $18,000 a month, and it's climbing. It's not going down. Now, how does that happen? And did we put any more work into it? No. We duplicate. And so I want to explain the magnitude of the opportunity you have in you. And I want y'all to imagine that some of you that's been in here, and maybe you've been in for a while. Maybe you've got a pretty big leg on one side. Maybe you're generating a leg. Maybe you're just starting. The same thing's going to happen to you in the next 3.5 years if you do my job description. See, that's just doing a little bit all the time, every week, and staying plugged in. If you don't stay plugged in, you can't do it. It's like skipping school. You can't get a degree by skipping half your classes, okay? And you got to learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques so you get better at it. And you got to fail miserably in the beginning. So that's why I tell you, you got to have 2 years to learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques it takes to actually succeed in this business. Because everybody has to learn what they do. And so you got to learn the right skills, attitudes, and techniques. So just because you've been in maybe 2 years or 2.5 years, and you're just not making the money yet, but that's okay. You got a lot in the bank account. And when you really do catch one person, sometimes in this growth period, one person on your opposite side, and that person starts making a $500 check, you're going to make a $1,000 check for the rest of your life. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool for anybody. And in the process of them making that $500 check, now how do I know that? Because it takes 500 points on each side of that person that's going to come up to you, and you got tons of money in the bank account already up there. And so you're going to make a $1,000 check for the rest of your life. Now it's up to you if you want to do like Bruce Harris, the truck driver, did, and get a little bit more than that 1,000. And what did he do? Well, he was able to quit work because why? That was more money than he was making driving the truck all those years. So he could get a check coming in. He knew it was coming in because why? It never failed to come in, $1,000 a week. And it just kept coming in, and he kept getting more points than he could get paid on. So he wanted to get promoted, and he got promoted, made bronze, and that makes him $2,000 a week. That's $100,000 a year, y'all. That's a nice extra income. Now Bruce has changed his career. We got quite a few people. Chris Latton's is about to change his career. He already sold his other 2 businesses. Now I made little clips of some of these things for you to use as tools. And that's what I'm training you on right now, how to use these tools, how to use mine, how to use those in the process of you exposing and then answering questions by using tools. Now, here's one of the other keys. You know, I have people that I'm still trying to bring out of pipeline. Now, Wayne, who I brought into the business, was one of the person, you know, I met through real estate, and to me, he was in the pipeline because why? I knew I was going to present at the right time, the right place, 7K to him. And it just so happened a little bit more than a month ago was the right time, because he called me up from some advice on some development, some land development things that he had. And he knew I did land development consulting in that. And so he wanted my opinion. And I said, great. Oh, by the way, I had something I wanted to talk to you about, an extra stream of income. And he said, oh, man, me too. I've been wanting to talk to you, but I just never figured it was the right time. And he came over to my house, sat down at my breakfast table. We had a cup of coffee. And in just a few short minutes, we got the real estate stuff away. And then he started, you know, we just said, okay, let's talk about what we got to talk about with each other. And I let him go first. And he started talking to me about discounts and buying things. And I said, I just plain asked him, I said, Wayne, are you talking to me about Team National? And he said, yeah, how'd you know? I said, man, I've been prospecting for so many times, for so many years, over the years for Team National, you just can't count it. But I said, well, let me ask you a question, Wayne. How long you been doing it? He said, 4.5 years. He said, man, I'm a go. I'm almost platinum. I said, sounds good. Great for title. How much money are you making right now? Today? How much money are you going to make right now? Today? He hesitated. I said, well, look, Wayne, I've been in a business and it's gold and silver and it's discount. You get it. Well, Wayne didn't understand anything about gold and silver, but he did understand something about network marketing. And he already had the skills, attitudes, and techniques. I pulled out my computer and I said, let me just show you something. I've been doing this part-time. This company called 7K. You ever heard of it? Nope, never heard of it. I said, great, it's only 3.5 years old. Yours is 24 years old. You're never going to make the money. And I gave him a few names of people he knew, but I knew them too. And I said, you're never going to make the money they make. And you'll never get to their level. I don't care if it takes you another 10 years. You're never going to get there, Wayne. And I'm not being a dream stealer. I'm being realistic. I'm telling you what I know about network marketing. And I'll tell you why I turned them down in 2001 and decided I wouldn't do it. I'm going to tell you why. And so I pulled out my organization. I showed him my organization. And it just so happened he got to see how much money I was making. He said, you really making that much money? I said, yeah, it comes in here. Look, gotcha. I showed him about the coins of the month. I showed him how much I'm going to make this whole month. I don't care if a new person comes in, doesn't enroll, whatever, but as long as these people buy this coin, that's how much money I'm going to make this month. And I say, they got to make it to keep their business active. Because see, if they don't buy it and they go inactive, they lose all those dollars in their counter. I said, that's a residual income, Wayne. When you build a network and you build it with a product of value, this is different than those consumption networks where your product has an expiration date on, or you have to buy so much of it, it just piles up in your closet to make a check. Now yours is like real estate. That's what Team National is like. It's like real estate. Yeah, you close a house, you're starting your business all over again. You got to go out and make another $795 sale, another $2,195 sale. That's a lot of money. Man, mine, they can get a business in a box for $499. They get coins. Look, let me show you the coins they get with it. And then they get these brochures. Then they get the cards. I mean, they get everything they need to do a business. And they have a choice to renew that next year. And he said, well, mine's lifetime. I said, lifetime to what? Buy washing machines and dryers and furniture? How many times are you going to buy it? Anyway, I said, to me, I get it cheaper than that anyway. Now, what I'm just trying to do is use one company. I don't care if it's New Skin. I don't care if it's Melaleuca. I don't care if it's Tupperware. I don't care if it's Mary Kay. I don't care what network marketing company. I can give you that same thing. But see, you don't need to do that because, see, I'm the one that knows all those companies. I'm your expert. I'm the one that's did the Harvard MBA study on the whole network marketing industry. I'm the one that knows the Direct Selling Association statistics. I'm the one that knows the average lifespan of the companies. I'm the one that knows when companies went into momentum. And I'm the one that knows when they're in what we call death growth. Do you know what death growth is? That's when a company enters its life cycle that it's dying. That's death growth. In other words, it's heading downhill and it ain't going to last much longer. There's a lot of companies out like that. Now, there's 300 really pretty good companies in network marketing around the world that are making people money. But let me tell you something. During this coronavirus thing, there's a lot of them having a ton of problem because it's consumption products. What's our product? A product of a product that everybody's trying to get their hands on right now. Gold and silver. Why? Because they know there's helicopter money out there. And now if we educate people, and that's part of what we're doing is education, if we educate people that they need to have gold and silver, we educate our children. Look, this is not just educating people to make some extra money. This is a generational business where you educate your own children. You educate your children, your grandchildren, everybody around you. Look, we just had a new person come in this business this last week. Their 18-year-old daughter is already a copper in this business. And she's excited as all get out because she has a future. And she's dug into that associate training. She's dug into that rapid funnel. She's having fun like all get out. She's 18. And her mom and her dad were the first person that sponsored into her business. And her mom's already an associate. This is powerful, y'all. And so it's just, what is the attitude you're going to take about building this business? Remember, that's part of my system. And that's the part I want to show you. Okay, I'm gonna kind of summarize the end of this one real quick because I don't want to make it too long. I'm going to share my screen real quick because there's a couple of things I want to show you with this and illustrate what I'm talking about because everybody has this shot. That's the real key. Everybody has this shot. Here you are. You just come into business. Now just imagine. Let's imagine there's nothing over here on this side. It's blank. It's got one of these little lines. Or let's say, here you are. You just come into business. This is you right here. Okay, your sponsor put you right there. Now, you haven't done anything, but you bought your coin of the month. So you got tons of volume up here. Now, let's say there's hundreds of people over here, okay, or 20 or 30 or 40. Well, that's 20 or 30 or 40 you would have never been able to put in a business. So you're already leveraging just by being here, just by being part of this, okay? And so here's the key is you have building a network, and I'm going to come back to that because when you sponsor one person here, then the next person you sponsor, you're going to have to put way down here because all this here, you can't put them somewhere in between. You can only place at the first available place on the right side if you did nothing the first year, first month, first 3 months, and you just started with your $4.99 center, okay? Now, when you place that first person here and you decide you're going to be there doing the business, you're going to place that first person here. You're going to place every one of those people there because you can always put your wife here, your daughter here, your son, your grandson, your fun here. You know, who wouldn't buy a membership for somebody in their family, part of the family business pack, and give them a coin and give them an opportunity to make $500. It's not costing you anything, right? That's pretty powerful. $1.99. You're gifting something of value, and now you got an active on your left. You got all your points. You got your actives over here. You're powerful. So see, even in that attitude, a person can. Then you got all the benefits of the business. You got 1099 benefits. You got your coin. Basically, if you understand, if you're paying income taxes, you're leaving money at the government that they withdrew from you, and you're leaving it there. Then you definitely need to do this and get the 1099 benefits and try and do this as a business for at least 2 years. Because then all your coins are free and everything, because you either pay for taxes or you buy yourself some coins of real value that has a proven history of gaining more value in time than what they cost you. That's pretty powerful. That's a $1.2 million mistake. So you get to know these things. It's how you're able to integrate it into your conversation. So let's say here I am, okay, and here's our business that's grown. We got a couple of hundred people over here, a couple of hundred people over here, a little bit more. And when Wayne looked at our business, he said, "Man, I got more people in my business you got in yours." He said, "But you're making a ton more money than I am." And I said, "Yeah, and I'm making it every week now, and you're not." And he went home, he thought about it, because that was a big decision to change something that he'd put his blood, sweat, and tears in for 4.5 years. I remember I related my story to him when I did New Skin part-time, and I made that switch from New Skin to my gold and silver business that changed my life forever. And so he decided, and look what he did. Became a bronze in the first week, made $2,000. And now he's made a check every single solitary week, went up to a silver, and now he's got people in his organizations ranking up to silver. He's heading toward gold. And that's powerful, and I'm so proud of it. But let's just take this. Look, this is what's going to happen to every one of you if you give yourself a chance. When you have hundreds of people, let's just say 100 on the left side, 100 people on the right side, and let's say you only sponsored one on your left and one on your right. You're an associate. These 100 people, let's say you got 100 out of that whole team. Let's say there's more than 100 people there, but 100 of them are buying a coin, and 20 points times 100 is 2,000 points in a month. On this side coming up and this side coming up. 100 people over here. Well, there's 4 weeks in a month, 4 into 2,000 is 500. That's an average of 500 points coming up every week. So that's like a $500 check every week. And that's what happened to Bruce Harris, what happened to me, what happened to a lot of people in this business. Not just 1, 2, or few, hundreds of people, y'all. That's the whole key. That's why this company is so different than everything else out there. Not just 1 or 2, not 3 or 4, not 5 or 6, not 8 or 9. We're talking about hundreds of people. Just look at your income statement, income disclosure statement. That's what sets this company apart from every other company out there. Now, if I have over the period of time, like I did, like you will, if you have like 5 people over here, let's just say there's 5 people somewhere in that whole team. You didn't even sponsor any of them, but 5 people in that team are averaging, let's say, a $500 check every week. Okay? Well, that's 5,000 points coming up. It takes 500 points on each side to get a $500 check. So you got at least 5,000 points coming up every week on this side. And you got the same thing, about 5 people over here somewhere. You didn't sponsor one of them, but making a $500 check. You got 5,000 points coming up. If you got 5,000 points coming up on each side every week, you better be a silver just to be able to get 3,500 a week. So you better learn how to rank up to a silver. Otherwise, all you're going to make is $500 every week. If you just sponsored one on your left, one on your right. But you become a copper, you get 1,000. You become a silver, you get 3,500. Become a gold like me, you're going to get all $5,000 of it. That's pretty cool, y'all. That's pretty cool. So kind of keep your rank ahead of your business is what I teach. Keep your rank ahead of your business. Be prepared for that volume to flush up big time to you, especially in momentum growth periods. And that's where we're at right now. Okay, so what's the secret of my system? It's always been same way. 2 years to learn, skills, attitudes, and techniques. Have patience. Don't get mad at yourself. Okay? Learn really what it takes. Now, how do you learn? By doing the job description. Yes, it's the job description. It's those little 5 things. And that's all you've got to do is the job description. Some way I am going to try and get this so I can move my paper up and down. For some reason, it's not letting me do that. Well, let's see if I can do it this way, y'all. There we go. I just changed the zoom. And that's that number 1 commitment. And I recognize people have jobs, they got things, they got lives, they got things to do. But you know, if you really, really, really want to change your life financially, you got to do something about it. You can't just dream about it and you can't just talk about it. And it takes action. And it takes this right here, that 5 to 10 hours. And it's real commitment. And you got to put it in every week. You got to be consistent with it. Otherwise, you're really not going to learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques. What do? You expose this business 5 people a day, 5 days a week, the way I have taught you and the way your associate training teaches you. Not how you think it should be done. Not how you think it or feel it should be done. It's the way I teach you. That's the right way. With the scripts that I give you, because they're proven to be real scripts that produce results, not what I think might work. They prototype before I give them to you. Now, the rest of it is just staying plugged in. The rest, this is only this. If it takes you longer than an hour every day to expose this business to 5 people a day, 5 days a week, you're really doing it wrong, big time. And that includes your follow-up and the little step 1, 2, 3. You're doing it really wrong. Okay. So, you know, go ahead, learn the hard way, keep sticking your hand into the fire. Okay. It's still going to burn you. But soon enough, you'll learn to do it this way. And when you do, your business is going to take off. Okay. Now, the watching videos, learning, training, that's all in your back office. Hey, look, if I've watched that buyer certification, I've been in gold and silver market for over 30 years. If I've watched it already 5 times, how many times do you think you ought to watch it? I learn something new every time I watch the sucker. I can't believe it. And those other videos that we used to have in the back office, then we still get to those, by the way. And they're great videos because they tell you a little bit more details about the specific coins and grading and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. But I want to do this part about what your job description is. And this is your corporate call. And if you miss the corporate call, then pick it up on the recording, either at 7K exclusive Facebook page. And since we got a millennial as a marketing manager, Blake, he loves posting everything first there. So just go join 7K exclusive Facebook page, and you're going to get and get notifications, and you'll get everything. And when they come on live, you get. I mean, I don't even get. Sometimes y'all get ahead of me because I'm not big time social media person. I'm a one-way guy. I give it out, but I don't really take a lot of notifications. Okay. So, this is really it. That's the heart of the system. And then having this right here, that's really the system. And then, the next thing is being able to know what the benefits of your business are. That's the main thing. Knowing this one page right here. This is what makes that $199 membership just so valuable, and being able to buy gold and silver bullion here, and then being able to earn an extra income through a whole different way. And that's part of what we're doing. And that's part of what we're trying to communicate. And believe me, I think those that are educating their children to be part of this, and their grandchildren, those are the ones that are really going to provide generational wealth for their entire family. Sitting them down, letting them watch that buyer certification, letting them be part and parcel of this. In fact, we're starting to take our grandchildren who aren't, you know, and not even teenagers yet. And we're starting to let them kind of be integrated into this because they love the coins. They like looking at Superman coin, the Spider-Man coin, all that kind of stuff. You know, that's pretty cool. But, you know, you turn cool into real education. And that's the really the important thing to do. I think when we get some of this out about this 18-year-old that's really ranking up and starting to rank up fast and starting to make income, I think that's going to be a story to set this whole company on fire. And so I'm going to see y'all at the top. We're going to stop the recording. I'm going to take some question and answers, but I don't want this to get too long.